And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, folks. However you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Sunday. Unfortunately, no football on, but hey, we're still talking football. Not NFL, but football nonetheless, because we are on day 7 of our 73-day NFL draft prospect shows. 73 days before the NFL draft, so that's what we're doing here, getting us prepared, getting us ready. Who should our teams all be taking in the draft? What players are better than the other ones? Which quarterback is the right pick? Which running back is going to be the right pick? Which defensive player is going to help our teams get to the Super Bowl and do what Tom Brady and the Bucs did this year? So we gotta investigate. We gotta see which ones are the best prospects, which teams which players our team should be going after, and which players our team should be staying away from, and maybe just a little bit too much media hype following some players. So we're breaking them down today. Today we are our prospect, our hint for the prospect today. It's a running back, the first running back we are taking a look at, and he's probably going to be the first running back chosen. A little bit of a hint there. That's who we've got today on the show. Obviously breaking down the NBA from last night and all that jazz. So let's start with our stories of the day like usual. In the first one up, are we going to be wrong? Are we going to be wrong at Takes by Fans? We've been doing this for 7 months, maybe even more than that. And I don't think we've been wrong once so far on the show, but we may be wrong here. We told you this story yesterday that the Panthers were clearing cap space to, quote, make a strong run for Deshaun Watson. And then we get some information yesterday saying that Panthers quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, he unfollowed his team on social media accounts, and that is a big deal, folks. That is the first sign that a player is going to either leave the team or get traded or kicked off the team. So I think we may have been wrong on this one. We were doubling down that Teddy Bridgewater was 100% going to be the Panthers quarterback going into this season. I mean, it just made sense, man. He played decent. His stats were good. He just wasn't clutch. That was the one knock. Throwing interceptions at the end of halves, at the end of the first half, and at the end of it's literally at the end of the halves, end of both halves. He just wasn't clutch, and we gave him a little bit of a free pass because new season with the new coach on a new team, and even when he played with the Saints, he never got the full season under his belt. He just backed up a couple of games, I think 5 or 6, while Drew Brees was recovering from an injury. So it's not like he's had, seasons in and seasons out. He's been a little stale, coming off the bench a little bit. Now first starting job here, and then it's a rookie head coach from the college system. So, and, his number one safety valve running back was not there. So we gave Teddy Bridgewater a lot of credit for, the brief success that the Panthers had last season. They were always competitive in games. I really don't think they ever got blown out, and you can thank that to Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, he wasn't working with, Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin and Scotty Miller and Gronkowski. No, he didn't have anywhere close to those weapons. He made DJ Moore a 1,000-yard receiver this season and Robbie Anderson a 1,000-yard receiver this season. He had 2 1,000-yard receivers this season. That's pretty dang good, folks. That is truly good. That's like, I think where did we leave off at the end of the season? I think it was definitely in the top 5 of wide receiver duos in the league this season. Number 1 was like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So to be in the top 5 with that group, that's pretty dang good. And now you're just going to throw him to the curb because you can get Deshaun Watson. I understand going out and getting Deshaun Watson. Don't get me wrong. I would give the Dolphins a pass to go and do that if they can do that. He's a great talent. He's already proven he's fantastic. I get it. But I really just don't see too much upside between Teddy Bridgewater and Deshaun Watson. I think you're building something here in Carolina, and just to kind of throw Teddy Bridgewater to the curb, I think it's a little disrespectful, especially, what gives, this guy, Matt Rule, what gives him any right to kind of come in here and just throw people away just like this year one? I mean, you're coaching, you coached to a 5-win season. You had some talent around you, so why don't we just get rid of the head coach and replace him with a better head coach? I mean, we can find some good head coaches out there. who's Doug Peterson's out there, I'd go out and get Doug Peterson. So, how would Matt Rule feel if management, if the ownership said, you know what, Matt Rule, after one season, we can go out and get somebody a little bit better, so we're just going to go and pass on you, and we're going to get Doug Peterson in here. Yeah. So I don't like it. I do want to see Teddy Bridgewater still play in this league. Carolina seems to be a great fit for him. Now, if he does get traded here, which is a possibility, I think if the Texans give up and trade away Deshaun Watson, I think they're going to want at least a quarterback. I know they all want picks, and I mean, they want first rounders, they want second rounders for multiple seasons for Deshaun Watson, but I also think that they are going to want the quarterback as well in that draft, so they may get Teddy Bridgewater and Deshaun Watson swap for heads up, and then, Panthers sending over some picks along with Teddy Bridgewater. So if Teddy Bridgewater goes to the Texans, that's going to be absolutely garbage for his kind of career, his legacy. It's not going to be great. He probably will flounder there because we know, the Texans organization is a mess. Now he's got another head coach, another new head coach, lack of wide receiver weapons there. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I think Teddy Bridgewater and Matt Rule can work, but Matt Rule wants to upgrade to Deshaun Watson. So we may be wrong on this one, folks. We may be wrong, but hey, we support Teddy Bridgewater wherever he goes. And if Teddy Bridgewater, just gets cut, it just gets kind of, dropped from the Panthers, hey, go to Atlanta, baby. I want to see somebody. I want to see a dual threat quarterback, a good mobile quarterback with those wide receivers, man. Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. Get Teddy Bridgewater. If he's not going to be a Panther, I want to see him in Atlanta next season, because I want to see Deshaun Watson in Atlanta next season, but he looks like he's going to go to the Panthers. So unfortunate here for Teddy B. Great guy, great player. Gonna get a little thrown to the curb here. Unfortunate. Alrighty, next story up. Richard Sherman talking about a team other than the Jets. Boy, we saw, Richard Sherman. He knows he's probably not going to be a 49er this season, so he tried to, get in front of the curb by, saying, hey, I like the Jets, and I like that Robert Saleh guy, and they got a really good group there. So, hey, if y'all need me, I'm here. So maybe the calls of the Jets weren't very well received by Richard Sherman, so now he's going to go and talk up another team, because we get this right here. Richard Sherman says that Washington's Terry McLaurin would be special if partnered with a solid number 2 wide receiver, which is absolutely correct. I mean, Terry McLaurin had a fantastic season this season, rookie, and, being the number 1 wide receiver and still getting it done with, a slew of quarterbacks that are really just kind of below average. Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, and how can I forget the guy? How can I forget, Chase Young's favorite quarterback, Taylor Heineke, of course. So yeah, Terry McLaurin had a fantastic season. Now Richard Sherman's talking up another team, and this defense is already something special here in Washington. If they get Richard Sherman, that'd be a huge upgrade, and I already think Washington's pretty much at the top of the NFC East, depending on how Dak Prescott looks, back from the injury. But if they get Richard Sherman to kind of shore up that defense a little bit, I'd be behind that. So Richard Sherman speaking out for another team here. So I think maybe the Jets didn't really, they were like, yeah, Richard, you're good, but I think we're going to move on to another direction. So watch out for Richard Sherman to Washington now. We'll see. Jets or Washington. Richard Sherman's going somewhere. It's either going to be the Jets or Washington. We'll see which team ends up getting him. Alrighty, last 2 stories are here in the NBA, and Rockets and DeMarcus Cousins are planning to part ways in the coming days. What are the Rockets doing? Y'all need DeMarcus Cousins because Christian Wood is out. He hasn't been playing for the last couple of weeks, and I don't know when he's coming back. So this Rockets team, they're getting less depth at center. They can't get Victor Oladipo and John Wall on the same cycle to play together. This Rockets team, they had something cooking. They had something brewing with, Christian Wood and Victor Oladipo and John Wall. When they all played together, they all played so well. So now they're looking to get rid of DeMarcus Cousins. Now when Christian Wood comes back, their bench is going to be even less deep, because DeMarcus Cousins off the bench was actually a pretty good fit for this Rockets team. Unfortunately, he had to be elevated to the starter, really never stepped up as the starter, and now they're just going to be parting ways. So it's unfortunate. I thought the Rockets, for a brief moment, for that 1 week of Victor Oladipo, John Wall, and Christian Wood all playing together, it was something real good. I think they won all their games together. We were riding high on them. We were betting them every day. We were rooting for them every day. But now DeMarcus Cousins gone, Christian Wood, I don't know what's going on with him. him. I don't know what his timetable to return looks like. Now you got John Wall and Victor Oladipo still not playing. The Rockets, I think they really could have kind of overcame losing James Harden this season, but I don't know what they're doing at the front office. Getting rid of DeMarcus Cousins, I don't think it's the right move here. Now, if they're able to kind of, it's not like they're going to be trading DeMarcus Cousins. It says that Cousins will be able to sign anywhere he wants, so they're not even getting anything in return for DeMarcus Cousins. They're not even getting another big in return for DeMarcus Cousins, so this is not a good sign for the Rockets. Seems like they're tanking already, which is kind of crazy. Are they in the hunt here? Where are they playoff-wise? The Rockets are they are number 11. Woof. Yeah, they definitely fell hard, man. Not having Victor Oladipo and John Wall playing together, man, it's really hurting this team. Now they're freaking 5.5 games out from number 8. Not looking great for the Rockets. They had a slight chance there, and then everything went haywire when, the big three weren't playing together. So Rockets seem to be moving on here, maybe tanking a little bit. We'll see where DeMarcus Cousins goes. I mean, he's definitely solid. He's a solid backup. He can really fit anywhere. Celtics, we know that they need a big. Does DeMarcus Cousins fit their big needs? He's better than what they've got already. So, put him in the bench. Maybe still start Daniel Tice, or maybe start DeMarcus Cousins. Daniel Tice comes off the bench, but he can go anywhere. He'll get signed. He'll get picked up. I mean, if you were on Twitter last night, you were saying that like every fan wanted him on their team. So he'll definitely be somewhere. Unfortunately, this Rockets team is looking to move in another direction than winning. So riddle us that. Alrighty, and then the last story to talk about, the All-Star game, the All-Star night is officially confirmed. Our one big concern when we first heard that they were trying to fit all the events into one day was, hey, this is going to be like a long-ass game, like multiple, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours maybe. But here we go. They got it all marked off, so here we go. At 6:30, we know that they're going to fit the dunk contest, the three-point contest, and the skills contest all in the same day of the actual All-Star game. So at 6:30, it's going to be the Taco Bell skills and the Mountain Dew three-point contest. So that goes for an hour and a half until 8 o'clock when the All-Star game starts, and then at halftime of the game, then they do the dunk contest at halftime. So let's start to break down kind of how long this night is going to be. So at 6:30, we have two events for an hour and a half leading up to the game. So we can just count it at about 45 minutes for each segment for the skills competition, for the three-point competition. So for the slam dunk contest during halftime, that's probably going to go for 45 minutes. That's going to be like a 45-minute halftime if it, follows the same schedule as, the previous events here of the skills competition and the three-point competition. So at 8 o'clock, the game starts. Let's give like an hour and a half for the first half. That brings us to 9:30. Give the 45 minutes for, the slam dunk contest at halftime. That brings us to 10:15. 9:30, 45 minutes, 9:15, and then you get another hour and a half for the second half. That brings us to 10:15, 10:45. So yeah, okay, that's not bad. 10:45 Eastern time. That was, 10:45, 11 o'clock. That's fine. 10 o'clock games on the East Coast usually go to like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I think we're all set on the All-Star game. It's not going to be, this long. It's not going to go on forever. East Coasters can have, some normalcy. We'll be able to fit in the game and the dunk contest. So they made it work here. All-Star game, March 7th. Unfortunately, no LaMelo Ball, no Jared Allen for us. Unfortunate. We tried to get them in there, couldn't get in there. So that's what we got for the All-Star game coming March 7th, Sunday, March 7th. We may go live for that, so keep an eye on our Twitter account because we may be going live for maybe some of the competitions, maybe the game, maybe the entire thing. We'll see what happens between now and then. But All-Star game, March 7th. They're fitting everything in here, folks. Everything in here in a nice 6:30 to about 11 o'clock. Nice little. Damn, that is a long time. That is a long time. What is that? 6 hours? Woof! All right, 6:30 to 11 o'clock Eastern. Mark those times. Mark the times. Let's see if we're right about this. I think this game will end at 11 o'clock Eastern time on March 7th. Alrighty, those are all the stories to talk about. So let's head over to the NBA. We'll quickly go over kind of, the overall what happened, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the stats of all these games. So let's start here. Warriors, Hornets, and the Hornets get the win. Very well done to them. Terry Rozier, can we talk about how filthy this man has been playing these last 4 or 5 games? Absolutely magnificent. So many points, being clutch, being that guy, and I got to give the man credit. We do have a highlight of this when we get to this game, but Terry Rozier getting it done, being clutch, winning the game for the Hornets, and we're all about it. Steph Curry did not play this game. He was going out like he did, like 2 minutes before tip-off. Not even like 2 minutes, like right at tip-off. He was like, hang on, I'm not feeling so well, and then he just leaves the game. So hoping he feels good, and it's not, what we all think it could be, so let's knock on wood for that. But Warriors still made it close, which is a little concerning for us, kind of rooting for the Hornets a little bit. We are, decent fans of this Hornets team, but it's a little concerning that, they barely won against the Warriors team without Steph Curry. So I'm expecting big things from Kelly Oubre when we look at the stats, and I'm expecting big things from Andrew Wiggins when we look at the stats. So we'll see what we get. Alrighty, and then the most look forward to game of the night, Lakers Heat rematch of the NBA Finals from last year, and part of our moneymaker from last night, Heat +4, bingo bango. Absolutely loved the value there, and it pays off. We know this. I mean, without Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder, what would we be doing betting on the Lakers? That is just nonsense at this point. You cannot bet the Lakers when they're missing AD. First of all, if they're missing LeBron or AD, you must stay away from the game, and especially if they get Dennis Schroeder. I mean, that's a score right off the rip, not being in the game. So Heat +4, bingo bango. They went outright. Didn't even need those extra 4 points. Game went down to the wire. And LeBron James was clutch, and we have a highlight of this one. We got to show you what happened at the end of this one. But LeBron James is clutch, and then somebody besides LeBron James took the game-tying shot. And riddle me that. Why would you ever do that? Because in the pecking order, when everybody's healthy on this Lakers team, it should go LeBron taking the last shot, number 1. Anthony Davis taking the last shot, number 2. Then Dennis Schroeder probably number 3, Kyle Kuzma probably number 4. But I mean, now that this whole thing is out of whack, and 2 of those top 3 that should be taking the last shot, Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder, were out. It's LeBron James number 1, Kyle Kuzma number 2. I don't even care. After that, it doesn't even matter because they're all not very that consistent. So after that, but the 1 and 2 didn't take that game tying shot. We'll tell you who took it, but it was not good. So unfortunate there. Lakers lose 96-94. Kings, Bulls, and the Kings lose. Their magic has officially drained out. You cannot be if you lose against the Bulls, we're gonna have to take you out. I mean, we're not gonna have to talk about you anymore. I know Zach LaVine's great, but really everybody else on the Bulls is very lackluster. So unfortunate for this Kings team. They were riding high for a little bit, and we were buying them. We were riding that betting train, taking their points all the time, but they are crashing and burning. I think they're like on a 7-game losing streak now, 6-game losing streak. So not great here by the Kings, officially selling all of our Kings stock. Unfortunately, we will keep a small eye on this Bulls team since they got the win. Is this 2 in a row for them? I know they've been competitive in their last couple of games here, but what are they officially? Okay, 5-5 in their last 10 and on a 1-game winning streak. So, 5-5 in their last 10, just up and down, competitive decently in some of these games. So we'll start tracking the Bulls a little bit deeper now, but unfortunate loss for the Kings here. They have lost all of their magic, all of their momentum that they were riding with. Alrighty, Suns and Grizzlies, and Suns blew this team out. This was a non-competition game. The Suns were up like 30 at halftime. I mean, real just slaughter here. So we'll look at the stats, but we know this about the Grizzlies. I mean, every time we're thinking about putting them in the top 10, they face a good team and just get absolutely destroyed by them. So this is why we need John Morant to start stepping it up a little bit more, facilitating the floor, being the guy, being the leader, letting the offense flow through him, but he's really not taking that step. So unfortunate here for the Grizzlies to get blown out by the Suns, 128-97. Jesus, 31-point win there. Woof. All right, and then the last game to talk about, Blazers, Wizards. This was our last pick in our moneymaker that ruined us. Let's go back because we had Suns -4. That was easy there. We hit that one all day. And then our last one was Blazers -5.5, and they lose outright to the Wizards. No. Russell Westbrook had a pretty good game here. We'll see how many turnovers he had. But, what do we got? Perkins, he had a dagger 3. Very well done by him. And, hey, this Wizards team, maybe they're starting to get the hang of this. I think they're on a streak. Are they streaking right now? 4-game winning streak. Absolutely magnificent. Now, they are only 4 games out from that number 8 seed, so they can make a run. And, hey, they were bad in, the start of the first, quarter, the first third of this season, but they are slowly getting back on track, as we just had a 4-win streak here for the Washington Wizards. So maybe we start buying this team a little bit. Maybe they've got everything figured out. Maybe they just needed that kind of rotation, and between Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, all right, now we're starting to kind of figure it out together. All right, this is how we play together. All right, you're the scorer, I'm the facilitator, kind of like what the Nets are going through this season. James Harden's the facilitator, Kyrie's the 2. He likes to think of himself as the 1, so Kyrie Irving's kind of the 1 there. James Harden facilitates the floor, and then you get KD as kind of the number 2 option there. So Washington, maybe they just needed some time to figure it out. We'll see if Russell Westbrook is still turning the ball over in this game, though, because we have been seeing that consistently. So Wizards get the win, 118-111 over the Blazers. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats now, and we'll start back at the top with the Wizards and the Hornets. And we'll start with the video of this. So here we go. Hornets down 5 with 46 seconds left. Here we go. Terry Rozier. He's going to hit a step back 3. Yes, sir. Cuts the lead down to 2. Absolutely magnificent. I'm telling y'all, this man is going absolutely crazy for the Hornets. And they're kind of cashing in with some wins when he's having great performances. So he hits that clutch 3. Here we go. A jump ball at center court, which goes absolutely wild. Draymond Green gets double technical, ejected. They give possession to the Hornets, so they shoot the 2 free throws, tie up the game with Draymond Green getting technical calls. And, I mean, can we all relax once again? We've been saying this pretty much for the last 2 weeks here. Swallow the whistle in the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds of games, because they just cost the Warriors pretty much a win here. The Warriors had a 2-point lead with 9 seconds left. Yes, the Hornets were still getting the ball, but that was either going to be the tie to go into overtime, a loss with the miss, or a game-winning 3-pointer. Either of those could have happened. But they give the Hornets 2 free throws because they ejected Draymond Green for barking at the ref because he was fighting for a loose ball to tie up the game and win the game. If they won possession off that tip, then the Hornets would have been forced to foul. Warriors would have hit both free throws, I'm assuming, go up 4, and that's the game. But Draymond Green, hey, trying to be the leader of this squad now that Steph Curry's not there, trying to be the vocal leader and get energy and just hey, no, I had the ball there too. You gotta So they give them the technical fouls and they cost them the game because of this. It's just so frustrating. Refs need to swallow their whistle, and we've been seeing them not do this season. It's kind of getting a little tiresome. I'll just leave it at that. So Hornets drain the 2 free throws, and then they won possession of the tip, so they get the ball back. And who takes the last shot? Yes, sir, Scary Terry drifting 2-point shot, and it's good to go. Yes, sir, game-winning shot by Terry Rozier. Let's get another look here. Bingo, bango. This man is absolutely spectacular when he's on, and he's been on these last 5-6 games. It's absolutely incredible. Yes, sir, this is what the Hornets need. They got Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, and Scary Terry. Yes, sir, getting it done. Hornets win by 2. Fantastic work. All right, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats now. We'll start with the Hornets, the winning team. As we said, Terry Rozier, another 30-plus point performance here. 36 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 8 of 11 from 3. Absolutely magnificent. Very, very well done. LaMelo Ball, a little bit of a lackluster night by him. 7 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds on 30% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. Not great there, but this is kind of one of the only bad games we really kind of saw by him. So we're not going to, clown the man too much. He is still a rookie, and this was kind of his only kind of bad game besides his first game as a starter. So we'll give him another little pass here. Cody Zeller, 5 points, 5 rebounds. They just need a better big, man. They need that better big because Cody Zeller, he's not the best, and he's decently consistent, not as much as we would like. PJ Washington, 15 points, 5 rebounds, shot 75%, very well done. And Gordon Hayward, 13.7 rebounds on 3 of 4 from 3. Fantastic. That's what they need. That's kind of all Gordon Hayward's game is, even with the Celtics. I mean, hey, we just kind of need you to hit the 3. So if you can do that, that's great. So 3 of 4 from 3, very well done. Terry Rozier, 8 of 11 from 3. And then some decent bench work here. Miles Bridges, 10 points. Can always count on that, man. 10 points, 4 rebounds, shooting 75%. Yes, sir. Malik Monk, 7 points, but he had 6 rebounds to go along with that. He did not shoot well, but, I'll give him the 6 rebounds too. Bismack Biyombo really just kind of being a defensive presence down there. No points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Jalen McDaniels, 9 points and 7 rebounds. So decent contribution here by the bench, not really just in the scoring department, but really all over the floor. I mean, we're talking about multiple rebounds and assists by a lot of these players off the bench. So decent game by the bench here. Good game by Terry Rozier, just taking over the game and being kind of the leader, the scorer, the guy. And I'm all about it because, looking at this kind of starting roster, LaMelo Ball's a little bit too young to kind of, be consistently the guy. Gordon Hayward's never been the same after that leg injury. And Terry Rozier here, he's coming back and stepping it up. We saw, the official scary Terry hours in Boston. And now he's here with the Hornets carrying it over. Love seeing that. Alrighty, let's go to the Warriors now. As we said, no Steph Curry, so Michael Mulder steps up into his place, and he only had 2 points and no assists. It's Steph Curry. That is not even close to what Steph Curry does, so he's definitely got to work on that. 0 of 4 from 3. Steph Curry is laughing. He's laughing. Kelly Oubre Jr. finally steps up. He was the leading scorer of this team, and that's exactly what they needed. Very well done. Kelly Oubre stepping up without Steph Curry. Fantastic work here. So 25 points by him, 6 rebounds, shot decent from 3, 4 of 9, and 47% overall from the field. So I can get behind that. Very well done to Kelly Oubre Jr. Maybe a little bit more assisting, but everything else was pretty good. Draymond Green is still at the 5 here, 5.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and played decently. Did not shoot well at all, but still played a decent, kind of the leader now that Steph Curry's not there, and just kind of a good defensive presence down low. But that technical at the end of the game really cost him, obviously. I don't know who we blame. I don't want to blame Draymond Green, honestly, and I probably won't. I'm still going to blame the refs. So Draymond Green, unfortunate end there of the game. Juan Toscano Anderson, only 3 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds, and really did not play great defense and really never took any shots. This is the game for Juan Toscano Anderson to really kind of show something now that Steph Curry's not there, but he didn't do that. So unfortunately, he only did play 14 minutes as well. So. And then Andrew Wiggins, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 53% from the field and 2 of 6 from 3. So it's kind of a decent game. This is kind of what we expect from Andrew Wiggins on a nightly basis. So I'm a little upset that he didn't kind of go for like 25 plus. I really kind of wanted to see Kelly Oubre Jr. and Andrew Wiggins really both go for like 25 plus points now that Steph Curry was out of the starting lineup. But still a good performance here by Andrew Wiggins, something that we expect every night from him. So we'll still give it to him. Still good on the defensive end as well. Alrighty, and then the bench, they got really great contributions from the bench, which is exactly what they needed, not having Steph Curry, and they're not that deep anyway, even with Steph Curry. So Damian Lee, 14 points in 23 minutes, very well done. Brad Wanamaker, 14 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and Eric Paschal, 16 points and 6 rebounds. So the bench really got it done, 3 scores all in basically 14, 16 points. Very well done. Outscoring some of the starters, a little unfortunately there, but hey, they made it competitive. They basically won the game. Just a little bit of the nonsense with the fouls. Swallow the whistles, please, please. So Hornets get the win, 102-100. Scary Terry, baby, game winner. Alrighty, let's go to the Heat and the Lakers now, and we got to start this one off with the highlight as well. We're talking 96-94. Heat have a 2-point advantage with 8.4 seconds left, and they are inbounding the ball. The Heat are inbounding the ball. So, I mean, if they catch the ball, the Lakers have to instantly foul and send the Heat to the free throw line. They probably hit both of the free throws as well. Now it's a 4-point game, 2-possession game, and the game is over from that point. But LeBron is clutch, and this is something that won't get attention because the Lakers didn't win the game, but we are going to give them attention right here, right now. So LeBron James being absolutely clutch on the inbound. Here we go. Let's roll the inbound here. Look at this. Great steal by LeBron James. Alex Caruso's able to get the ball now with, what are we at now? 5 seconds crossing midcourt. Alex Caruso crosses midcourt, gets the ball of LeBron James. LeBron James hits Alex Caruso because he's wide open. Caruso takes the jumper, and it's missed. And we see LeBron James just absolutely immediately exit the floor because, I mean, come on. He's the one that started this entire thing. He was being clutch with the defensive end, with the defensive the turnover to get the ball back. Then he gives it to a wide open Alex Caruso at the time, and he misses the jumper. Come on, can anybody besides LeBron James be clutch consistently? He's getting sick of it. That's why he instantly walks off the floor. We'll get another look here. I mean, look at this. How do you not hit this? This is good. That's wide open. And Alex Caruso just misses it. You bomb. He was, the talk of the town last season. Then Taylor Horton Tucker came in this season, and nobody even cares about Alex Caruso anymore. He's really not even doing anything that great overall consistently this season. So, Alex Caruso, please start stepping it up. And LeBron James was just like, man. And this is why he's frustrated, because he knows it's on TV. He knows this is against, the finals rematch. He knows there's no AD in the starting lineup, so he has to step up his game, and he did in this game. Got the potential game-tying, potentially game-winning turnover, depending on what shot they took. So he gets the turnover himself, unselfishly hits the wide open man. He could have easily just taken that well-contested jumper for the three and lived and died by the result, and I kind of wish he did that, in hindsight. But he gives it to Alex Caruso. He misses it, and what's going to be the first topic tomorrow morning when Skip Bayless gets into the studio, how LeBron James blew this lead. So he already knows as soon as that shot didn't go, he's just like, man, I'm going to get no credit. I'm going to be dogged in the media now because my teammates can never pull through for me. And it's starting to, pile up a little bit too much for LeBron James, and I understand his frustration, man. Fantastic defensive play. I mean, when you have those inbound plays, they rarely ever work with the turnovers, for the defensive team that's down, a couple of points there. You really never get the turnover there. It's always somebody, getting wide open in the backcourt. Then you have to foul them. You have to chase them around for 3 seconds. But LeBron James plays such great defense. He's able to get the steal, able to get the ball too, gives it to Caruso, and he misses the darn shot, folks. Man, oh man. All right, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats now. We'll start here with the winning team of the Heat. Jimmy Butler, 24 big old points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Didn't even take a 3 in this game. Yes, sir, he knows that's really not his game. Kelly Olynyk, once again, not stepping up, 4 points, 4 assists. He didn't shoot a lot, and he played decent defense, so we will give him that. But still, Kelly Olynyk, man, oh man, get this man out of the starting lineup. Bam Adebayo, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block shot, 50% because, there really is no great beef big down low. I mean, they really kind of moved Kuzma to kind of the forward. I think he played the 5 at some points of this game as well. But, Bam Adebayo had a free kind of game down low, and he took advantage. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Absolutely magnificent. Duncan Robinson stepped up a little bit here. 11 points, 10 rebounds. I'll give him that, the double-double. But didn't hit well from 3, 1 of 5, and then 37% overall. So Duncan Robinson is still struggling from the 3 ball consistently. Something not great at all. He needs to start stepping it up as well. Kendrick Nunn, 27 big old points. He shot fantastic from 3, 5 of 6, and overall 71%. So Kendrick Nunn had himself an absolutely amazing game. 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 rebounds to go along with all him too. Tyler Hero didn't really step it up, but he only played 13 minutes, 5 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. A little lackluster there. Andre Iguodala ended up playing a lot of minutes, kind of just on the defensive end as well. So 3 minutes by him off the bench, 2 steals, 1 steal, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on only 50% shooting. He only took 2 shots, just clamping it up defensively. And we see he played the most minutes off the bench with 24 minutes because, Kelly Olynyk really can't get it done. Andre Iguodala is a very, very solid defender. Get him out there. So I applaud Eric Spoelstra for that little lineup switch there of Andre Iguodala playing a lot of minutes and Tyler Hero not playing that many minutes. All right, let's go to the Lakers now. LBJ, LeBron, mother-loving James, folks. 19 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. Once again, LeBron James is not shooting well from three this last 2-week stretch here, so not great there. 33% overall. Once again, not the greatest, but in what he did in this game, not bad. He had a plus 11 in the plus minus, folks. Whenever he is on the court, he will lock it up. And I mean, the next highest plus minus was a positive 6 by Wesley Matthews. And now we're down to positive 4, positive 3, and then everybody else is negative, folks. So LeBron James gets it done on the defensive end. He knows how to win games. So when he's on the floor, they're great, but when he has to go to the bench, everybody else really flounders without him on the floor. So great night by LeBron James overall. Kyle Kuzma, once again, when he's the number 2 option, Kyle Kuzma steps up. So 23 big ol' points, 4 rebounds, shot decent. He took 21 shots, so 38% is not bad. Still getting, putting up 23 points, a leading score. Marc Gasol, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Really, he's not great. We know that. We know he's, kind of aging out of this league a little bit. So he really isn't getting it done consistently. We see it here. KCP, 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot well, 3 of 5 from the field, 60%. So, we'll give him the 11 points. Decent stat line there. Wesley Matthews, 10 points, 1 assist, 8 rebounds. Just decent there as well. No real help off this bench. We get Alex Caruso, no points, 0 of 2 from 3, 0 of 3 from the field. The missing game-winning game-tying jump shot he can't hit. Talen Horton-Tucker only put up 5 points and 3 assists and 2 rebounds. He shot well, 2 of 3 from overall, but really just not taking a lot of shots, not having a scoring output out there. But Montrezl Harrell, yes, sir, our potential 6th man of the year. I'm ready to start having that serious discussion. This man is absolutely stepping it up really every single game off the bench for the Lakers, and I'm all here for it. Now the next step is to get him in the starting lineup while Anthony Davis is not in the starting lineup. I would love to see Montrezl Harrell play the 5, have still Kyle Kuzma at the 4, LeBron at the 3, and then, KCP and Wesley Matthews filling out the 1 and 2. I've got no problem with that. So I want to see Montrezl Harrell start to get in the starting lineup now. 18 points by this man, 10 rebounds in 23 minutes of play, shooting 58%. Absolutely magnificent. So very well done, to LeBron and Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma. Nobody else really stepped up that well, though, so unfortunate. All right, so Lakers lose by 2 because of Caruso. All righty, move on to Kings and the Bulls. Let's start here with the game-winning Bulls team. Zach LaVine still doing what he does. 38 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals as well. Holy moly. And he shot 75% from the field and 50% from the 3. This man, we all know he's fantastic. He's the only thing that the Bulls have. Thaddeus Young is still stepping it up off the bench. Yes, sir. I'm about to start having the discussion that Thaddeus Young should be the 6th man of the year, honestly. 18 points by this man, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 66% shooting, folks. What more do we need? Jordan Clarkson. These are kind of the same numbers Jordan Clarkson's putting up. Maybe he's got... Does he even have more assists than 4? What is Jordan Clarkson averaging? But Thaddeus Young, we've got to start giving him a lot of credit. Thaddeus Young, Montrezl Harrell, we got to start talking about them seriously in the 6th man of the year category. All right, Kobe White, kind of back. Is he back? 19 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds on 42% shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. Fantastic work there. What else do we get? Garrett Temple with 14. Patrick Williams, 11 points and 11 rebounds. Very well done. And then Wendell Carter at the 5, 7 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Not terrible. Not terrible there. So, all right, maybe this Bulls team is starting to get it together. Maybe, this Bulls and Wizards team, are they the real deal? They just kind of needed some time to figure it out, and we'll give you time. I've got no problem giving you kind of that first quarter or that first third of the season to get everything right. It's just, it started to kind of leak into the kind of the 2/3 section a little bit here. But, hey, better late than never. Let's see if this Bulls and Wizards team can start making runs here, and I'm all about them. We'll start talking about them more. I've got no problem with that. Alrighty, let's go over to the Kings now, who are kind of sliding a little bit, and they had decent performances here. Unfortunate. De'Aaron Fox, 20 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds on 41% shooting. Not terrible. Buddy Hield, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 47% shooting. Once again, not bad there. That's pretty dang good. Hassan Whiteside, 12 points, 7 rebounds on 55% shooting. Not bad. Not bad. Once again, these are not bad numbers. Like, this is kind of what I want to see from the starting lineup. Unfortunate, it ended in a loss. Truly unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that they lost this game because everybody else did pretty good. Marvin Bagley, 26 points, 11 rebounds, shooting 52%. Corey Joseph, 2 points, 7 rebounds. He played 36 minutes, only took 2 shots. So, he wasn't trying to score a lot. And, decent defensive on the end, a -3 and kind of a bigger loss here. They lose by 6, 7, 8. 8-point loss and a -3. Not terrible there either. And then you even get Halliburton off the bench. 16 points, 5 assists on 37% shooting, but he took 16 shots. So, once again, just a not bad overall performance. And let's shout out Namaja Jellica. 9 points, 3 rebounds in 11 minutes off the bench. So just unfortunate for the Kings. The Bulls have that superstar that will go off for 35 plus points every single game. And the Kings really don't have that. De'Aaron Fox can. He shows glimpses that he can do that. It's not consistent. Buddy Hield, I don't think he's ever gotten there. He's gotten, high 20s, but I don't know if he's ever gotten to 35 this season. So yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate they don't have that one game takeover superstar. I'm the walking bucket. Give me the ball. And that's what the Kings are missing. But this is a decent performance by the Kings. So maybe we don't write them off as much as, kind of we were a little bit leading up into, looking at their stats a little bit more. But Bulls get the win 122-114 over the Kings. Now we go to the Suns and the Grizzlies in an absolute blowout from start to finish. From the first quarter, the game was over, unfortunately. So Chris Paul getting it done, 16 points, 6 assists. Devin Booker, 23 points, 5 assists. DeAndre Ayton only had 7 points. And they still get it done. 7 points, 6 rebounds. Frank Kaminsky, once again, only 6 points. Not, a little kind of less than what we expected by him. And McCall Bridges, 19 points, 6 rebounds. But they got some good bench contribution here. 19 points by Cameron Payne. 7 rebounds as well. Fantastic work. Jay Crowder didn't even have that great of a game either. 5 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. But then Dario Saric, 19 points. And this is why this Suns team is now even better, because they're starting to get solid people stepping up. It's not the same people every game, but it's somebody off the bench every single game stepping it up. It's either Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder's been stepping it up kind of consistently lately. And same thing with Dario Saric. So this Suns team went from kind of dangerous with their starting lineup, but now even more dangerous now that they're getting kind of real solid contribution from their bench, and they are kind of deep. I mean, look how many players they played. I get Damian Jones and Abel Nader and Javon Carter and Langston Galloway. They all played 7.5 or less minutes, and that's because they were just blowing out the Grizzlies. So I get that, but hey, they were still getting buckets out there, still putting up points, still getting minutes. So we respect it a little bit there. So Suns, a full dangerous team now. Love to see that. Now we go to the Grizzlies, who did not step up this game. Everybody, the leading scorer, had 12 points, and that was Ja Morant. So Ja Morant, 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds on 41% shooting, 0 of 2 from 3. We see DeAnthony Melton in the starting lineup, 11 points, 6 rebounds by him. Jonas Valanciunas, 10 points, 12 rebounds, doing kind of what he's supposed to do. They still don't have Kyle Anderson in. Dylan Brooks is still not in for this Grizzlies team, and we see that Grayson Allen was not in the starting lineup because he did not play because of rest. So what does that mean? I don't know. Are they starting to kind of look maybe to get rid of Grayson Allen? He's been in the starting lineup kind of floundering. He had one great game, and everything else has really been either mediocre or floundering up until this point. So we'll see what's up by Grayson Allen, but as we said, DeAnthony Melton gets in the starting lineup for Grayson Allen, and he had 11 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds on 41% shooting, 1 of 6 from 3, kind of like what Grayson Allen's been doing, consistently. So we'll see what's up if Grayson Allen gets back into the starting lineup. I'm sure he will, but we'll see what's up with that. Off the bench for this Grizzlies team, Georgie Dieng, 15 points. Very well done in 22 minutes. Sean McDermott, 9 points. John Concher, 7 points. And even that, Tyus Jones, 11 points. And Justice Winslow, 9 points. So really kind of an even scoring from the bench and the starters. If you just got everybody's stats, you would not be able to kind of differentiate between who started this game and who came off the bench. So for that reason, they lose the game because you can clearly distinguish the starters from the bench players for the Suns team. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, the one that broke our moneymaker. Gosh darn, we're always only losing on one. We hit 3 of 4 or 2 of 3 every single time. Super frustrating. But here we go, Blazers, Wizards, and we'll start here with the winning Wizards, folk. Russell Westbrook, triple-double, but it still comes at a price, unfortunately. So, 27 points by Russell Westbrook, fantastic. 13 assists, fantastic. 11 rebounds, fantastic. 64% from the field, fantastic. And 0 of 1 from 3, fantastic. Hey, if you miss a 3, that's fine. I don't care about that. Just don't keep taking them if we know that you are not consistently making them, kind of like Russell Westbrook does. So, very great game by Russell Westbrook, but he still did have 7 turnovers. Now, fantastic game. Everything else besides that, we'll give Russell Westbrook, I'm fine giving him kind of 3, maybe 4. Let's give him 4. If he can cut it down to 4 turnovers every game, I think that's a huge win, but he's always up at 6, 7. We just saw 8 the other night. So please, Russell, I know you're so freaking good and so freaking energetic and athletic. We all get all that, but can we please cut down just a little bit? We're not even asking you to clean it up to 1, 2, or 3. I will give you 4, and that's the only player I will ever give kind of 4 turnovers to, because we get this kind of stuff. 27 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. Absolutely magnificent. Bradley Beal, once again, a great game by him, but we know this. We know he's so consistent. He steps up. He's like the Zach LaVine of this team. He will go get you 35 points, 30-plus points every single game. No worries there. So, Bradley Beal, 37 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds on 59% shooting, 2 of 8 from 3. Not the greatest, but he still put up 37, so we give the man credit. Rui Hachimura, 17 points. Love that. 7 rebounds. Fantastic work. Moritz Wagner, only 7 points and 1 rebound because he played only 10 minutes. And same thing with Garrison Matthews up there. 5 points, 1 rebound because he only played 12 minutes. So, off the bench, nothing really great. Really nothing great here. I mean, Davis Bertans, he had 6 points in a really clutch dagger 3, so I will give him that. But really for the rest of the game, I mean, really nothing great. And he played 33 minutes. So, Bertans, he has that clutch gene. We've seen it. We've seen him be able to kind of put up 20-plus points decently consistently. We've been calling Bertans a little bit, but we see him kind of off the bench. I believe, was it Rui Hachimura? I think Garrison Matthews took over for him in the starting lineup, so a little interesting there that Garrison Matthews only played 12 minutes, but still David Bertans played 33. What else we get here? Robin Lopez off the bench, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Very well done there. So, Wizards get the win, beating the Blazers, unfortunately. So let's go over this now. Damian Lillard, 35 gosh darn points with 12 assists. The man took 30 shots this game. The man took 30 shots and shot 33%. So now I don't know how I feel about that. 35 points on 30 shots. I don't know, man. 7 of 17 from 3. The reason why the Blazers lost this game because, they scored 12 points in the second quarter. That wasn't good. And then, the Wizards were able to kind of regain the lead because, this game was all Blazers in the first quarter, folks. They put up 47 points, but then that second quarter really killed them. So unfortunate there. Gary Trent Jr., 16 points, 4 of 11 from 3. Enes Kanter, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 6 offensive boards. I'm a big Enes Kanter fan, so not a bad performance by him. Robert Covington, 11 points. Derrick Jones Jr., 11 points, 9 rebounds, shooting 44%. Decent work there. Big fan of Derrick Jones Jr. as well. So 11 points, 9 rebounds, not too shabby by that man. Unfortunately, they didn't get great help off the bench. Carmelo couldn't be the walking bucket that we were kind of used to. Anthony Simmons only put up 9 points, which is still pretty decent for 15 minutes off the bench. But usually him with Carmelo, we usually get, both of them scoring about 12 to 15 plus points. And, that kind of solidifies the bench a little bit. But Carmelo only 7 points, 3 rebounds in 24 minutes. Not the best. So little upset that the Blazers couldn't get it done. Little lackluster off the bench. But still made it decently competitive, and still Damian Lillard doing what Damian Lillard does, folks. Alrighty, that was the NBA from last night. Let's see what we got on tap today. We got a 3:30 game, afternoon game, gonna be a great one as well. Celtics, Pelicans on ABC. Definitely check out this one. Zion Williamson and the Pelicans at home against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kemba Walker. Can they continue it? What are the Celtics on? Are they on a 2-game winning streak? What do we got here? 1-game winning streak. All right. Not as good as I thought. But, yeah, Celtics, Pelicans on today, 3:30. We also have Thunder, Cavs, Pistons, Magic, 76ers, Raptors, Knicks, Timberwolves, Hawks, Nuggets, and we got an 8 o'clock game as well. Clippers, Nets. Ooh, gonna be a great one. Who's playing for the Clippers and who's playing for the Nets? I'm hoping everybody's playing. Obviously, we know Kevin Durant is still gonna be out for this game, but if James Harden, Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George all should be playing, hopefully. I mean, the Clippers just... They just went up against, who'd they go up against? Who'd they just beat? The Clippers just beat somebody good. Friday, was it? Let's go back here. Clippers last win. The Jazz. Yeah, they just beat the Jazz. Now, hopefully everybody's playing so they can try and beat another good team in the Nets. So this is going to be great to watch. We'll see if we get any great value here. And then the last game of the night, Bucks, Kings. And I think we may be taking the Bucks here. If it's under 10 points for the Bucks, I think we'll take it. So here we go. Let's do our moneymakers today. Let's get it back on track. 2 days ago, we promised 20 straight days of winning moneymakers. That first day, we lose by 1.5 points. Yesterday, we lost by Blazers minus 5.5. So let's get it back on track today and get that winner. We got to get that winner, folks. So here we go. Starting here, Celtics, Pelicans plus 2.5. I do want to take the Pelicans here because they're at home, but they just don't win the games. They are usually competitive in the first half. They usually kind of flounder as the game progresses because these are young players we're talking about. So unfortunately, I think we do have to stay away from this one. Celtics, they are still hit and miss. We don't know how Kemba Walker performs every single game. Same thing with really Daniel Tice. They're really kind of iffy on their performances. We usually get decent performances by them, but just not, we don't know if they're going to give us that kind of winning performance. For Daniel Tice, it would be kind of, 15 or more points, kind of, 15 to 20, or do we get, his 11 or 10 or something like that? And Kemba Walker, do we get, 15 or do we get 25? So really kind of difference, of the games for Kemba Walker and Daniel Tice. Not sure what we're going to get from them. Not sure what we're going to get from the Pelicans young stars here. So we'll stay away from this game. Just enjoy the watch at 3:30 on ABC. Timberwolves, Knicks. All right, T-Wolves plus 3, Knicks minus 3. Two kind of, rising Knicks and kind of decently, not as fast, as quickly as rising as the Knicks are, but the Timberwolves are slowly getting there, folks. Slowly getting there. Karl Anthony Towns is playing pretty well. Other than that, that's really it. Knicks, I mean, they've got a nice deep bench there, so I think we're good. 3 for the Knicks. Can we do 3 for the Knicks? They just lost to the Magic. That was their last game. Is that correct? I'm almost certain that is correct. So a little bit of a bad loss in their last one. Let's come back to this one. If we don't get any better value anywhere else, we'll come back to this one. 76ers, Raptors. Here we go. 76ers minus 3, Raptors plus 3. Let's see if everybody's good to go for the 76ers squad. We know this Raptors team has really been getting it done these last couple of games, so very well done to them. And they're getting 3 points. We may take that. Let's just double check. Ben Simmons is once again a game time decision, and Kyle Lowry's also a game time decision, and both of those players missed their last meeting. So really kind of up in the air of who's going to play and who's not going to play. Both of those players are huge for their team. Ben Simmons for the defense and Kyle Lowry for the offense on their teams respectively. So I think once again we may have to stay away from this game because we know the Raptors pretty much are going to get eaten up inside. But how Seth Curry going to play? How Danny Green's going to play? Because once again we really can't count on them. And this Raptors team is once again rising up a little bit. So once again, I don't think any great value on this game either. So we'll come back to it if we can. Or if we need to. Pistons, Magic -2 over the Pistons. This Magic team has really kind of found their stride. Are they streaking 2 or 3 games? What do we got here? 2-game win streak by the Magic, 2-game losing streak by the Pistons. Do we finally bet the Magic? We've been staying away from them all season, but the way that, Vucevic is getting it done, and over this Pistons team, nothing really great there, no real great leadership, so I think we're going to take the Magic here in this game, -2. Get the win, Magic. They just went and beat the Knicks. Pretty solid win there for the Magic. So, that gives us confidence that they can beat this Pistons team too. This Magic team is decently competitive against kind of the lower tier teams. Now, the Knicks aren't a lower tier team, but they are rising. Just caught them on a bad night. Alrighty, Thunder and Cavs. Cavs +2.5. Thunder -2.5. Jared Allen is the only guy that we like between these two teams. Maybe then Lugan Dort. But two kind of iffy team. Colin Sexton and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are very, very spotty. They're kind of like the same player, honestly. So we're gonna stay away from this one. 2 bottom tier teams. Really no great value here with any of the spreads. All right, Denver Nuggets and the Hawks. Denver -3, Hawks +3. Jokic down low should be a problem for the Hawks, even against Clint Capella. He should be able to find his way, wherever he wants. 3-point line, dunking, doesn't matter. Let's make sure everybody's good to go for the Nuggets. We get Paul Millsap out, JaMychal Green out, Gary Harris and PJ Dozier all out for the Nuggets. For the Hawks, no Rondo, no Chris Dunn, no Bogdanovich. So, once again, for the Hawks, it's only going to be Trae Young and Clint Capella, whereas the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., potentially, he just had a great game. Remember, Jamal Murray dropped 50, so Michael Porter Jr. says, let me drop a lot. I think he had like 25. So Nuggets -3. I think we're going to go with that as well. Just we cannot trust this Hawks team anymore. Super unfortunate. And Jamal Murray just had a great game. Michael Porter Jr. was on, so we'll see if they can continue to rise up on that team. But we'll take Nuggets -3 as well here. Nets, Clippers, Nets +6.5, folks. What do we say, folks? Will Vegas ever learn? Will Vegas ever learn? Now, just by this spread, I would assume that probably only James Harden is playing, because there's no reason if Kyrie and James Harden are playing that the Nets should be +6.5. So let's see what we get here of the ins and outs. Obviously, no Kevin Durant, but everybody else is good to go. Basically, Tyler Johnson's a game-time decision, but that's it. James Harden, Kyrie are playing, so we will lock in the Nets +6.5. We don't even need to see who the Clippers are taking or who aren't playing, but everybody's playing for them, so we're good there. Take the points. Whenever you get the Nets, you take the points. Vegas has not learned this. We've been cashing in all season on Nets with the points, and we're going to cash in here again, and they get 6.5. Yes, sir. This is what the Nets do. They rise to the occasion. Have y'all not noticed they rise to the occasion on whoever they play? The Clippers, they kind of blow leads in the fourth quarter, where the Nets win the games in the fourth quarter. So Nets +6. Yes, sir. Absolutely love it. And then the last game of the night, Kings and the Bucks -10.5. Kings +10.5. We wanted it under the 10, so we aren't going to swallow the 10.5 there. Got decent value on these other games. Do we press this into a 4-teamer? Do we do that? Knicks -3 is something that we were entertaining. 76 or Raptors +3. I think we were entertaining a little bit as well. We're gonna let this Raptors team breathe a little bit. Let's give them another game here. Let's not buy into them just kind of on this mini 3-game winning streak that they're on. They are 7-3 in their last 10, which is fantastic. But let's see if they can beat this 76ers team. This is kind of their final test. If they win this game, I may put them in the top 10 come on Monday's show live. I will contemplate doing that. So we'll give the Raptors this game to breathe. Let's see what they do, and let's leave this as a nice little 3-team moneymaker here. Let's see the Knicks get back on track before we start betting them again. So we'll still stick with what we have already. Magic -2, Nuggets -3, Nets +6.5. That's our moneymaker today. It's going to hit. We are feeling good about it. Very good about it. And if you don't even want to take the 3-teamer, just take the 6.5 with the Nets. Take that straight up and bet your entire house on that. Nets plus the points. Bet your house on Nets plus the points every single time, folks. You will have like 10 houses by when it's all said and done. You can buy 10 different houses if you just bet your house on Nets +6.5. Alrighty, let's go to our main topic today, which is our NFL draft prospect of the day. Our clue was that he's a running back, and he's pretty much going to be probably the first running back taken in this draft. And that prospect is Najee Harris, running back from Alabama, baby. The 6'2", 230 beast at the running back position. That's who we're going to be taking a look at today. We'll look at the stats, we'll look at the highlights, and we'll break them all down. Take some notes if we need to. If we're seeing anything good, if we're seeing anything bad, we will note it down. So here we go. Let's get into it. Najee Harris, as we said, from Alabama, running back. And look at this man, 4 straight years at Alabama. They got some big brains over there in Alabama. We just saw Devontae Smith did his kind of, breakdown, 4 years at Alabama, getting that degree. Najee Harris doing the same. Yes, sir. Getting that education, getting smart, knowing plays, getting good at football, learning from under Nick Saban for 4 straight years. So this man should be a hell of a beast here. Alrighty, in 2017, he was not the premier back, only 61 attempts, and he still had 3 touchdowns. So let's go to this 2017 Alabama team. Let's see who was the number 1 running back here, and just kind of keep notes on, how their running backs have been, and is Najee Harris the best running back when he gets to that number 1 position. So in 2017, the main back in Alabama was Najee Harris, and he rushed for 1,000 yards. Fantastic. So 1,000 yards there. And then, Najee Harris was still behind Bo Scaraboe, and Joshua Jacobs was actually behind Najee Harris in the season. So Josh Jacobs did come from Alabama as well. Alrighty. So Najee Harris was the number 3rd option and still put up 370 yards in 2017. In 2018, he was still not the first option. Who was the first option in 2018? It was Joshua Jacobs, and he had 640 yards. Najee Harris still had, they were kind of equally splitting carries here. We see Joshua Jacobs 120 attempts for 640 yards, and Najee Harris 117 attempts for basically 100 more yards than Josh Jacobs had. So Najee Harris, absolutely fantastic. Joshua Jacobs goes to the league after 2018. And then 2019, Najee Harris gets all the carries to himself. And then he started to freaking turn it on, folks. Here we go. Najee Harris, 209 carries for 1,224 yards in 2019. And then in 2020, he was once again the main back here. With how many carries? 251 carries for 1,400 yards. So we know of these last 4 years, Najee Harris has really been the best running back. We just saw in 2017 that Najee Harris rushed for only 1,000 yards, and then we get Najee Harris at his kind of peak, at his prime, 1,400 yards in his best season, which was 2020. So let's get an overview of these years a little bit deeper. So 2017, as we said, only 61 carries for 371 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2018, getting more carries, 117 carries, 783 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then in 2018, when he becomes the premier back, 209 carries, 1,224 yards, 13 rushing touchdowns. And he also catches some, 304 yards catching the ball in 2019 with 7 more touchdowns. So he totaled out 20 touchdowns in 2019. And then in 2020, 251 carries for 1,466 yards. Absolutely fantastic. And he rushed for 26 touchdowns, and then he also caught 4 extra. So the man rushed for, or totality-wise, 40 touchdowns, 425 receiving yards as well. So great year in 2020, great year in 2019, getting better every year, being the premier back, going through the ranks, getting it done, splitting carries with Joshua Jacobs, and he's with the Raiders, and he's having a, kind of great success there in the NFL. So, Najee Harris is kind of better than Joshua Jacobs. Alrighty, the one thing that we have problems finding on just kind of in totality, really, it's really hard to find solid, confirmed, concise numbers on fumbling in the league, and not only fumbling, but fumbles lost, because I want to see what you fumble lose. I take that a little bit more heavy than fumbling, because you get bailed out by your team, and, that's fine, but I want to know how many you lose. So it is really hard to find solid fumble numbers here, but I have two sources here, and let's talk about them a little bit, because they're both impressive, whatever number's right, I don't freaking know. So here we go. This is Roll Alabama. RollBamaRoll.com. So, big, Alabama website, obviously. And they have the updated fumbled numbers for basically all the good Alabama running backs in the last couple of seasons. So when we look at, who the best Alabama running backs were, and we look at what they fumbled, we see that Najee Harris is absolutely fantastic. So I would probably say, so far, besides Najee Harris, the best number one fumble rate, which is, touches to fumbles, was Mark Ingram, and he had 211 carries before he would fumble, and he had 3 fumbles when he was at Alabama. So huge, great running game by Mark Ingram, and we know he's fantastic in the league, going, from the Saints, absolutely being productive there, and then he's at the Ravens, and once again, just absolutely productive there. So Mark Ingram, great career. And it was great at Alabama, not fumbling the ball. The second highest was Damian Harris with 179 touches per fumble. Fantastic. Derrick Henry had 123. Mark Ingram had 211. And Eddie Lacy had 65. So Josh Jacobs 105. Kenyon Drake 49. So we're talking about great running backs here. TJ Yeldon was even 62 touches per fumble. He fumbled 10 times, a lot there. So fantastic work there. And you want to know where Najee Harris ranks in? Number 1 out of all these running backs, over Derrick Henry and over Eddie Lacy and over Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, and Mark Ingram. Najee Harris does not fumble, folks. 284 touches before he starts to fumble. As we said, Mark Ingram was number 1 until Najee Harris with 211 touches. So 70 more touches, which is absolutely fantastic. And we see that he only fumbled twice here. Fantastic work. I do want to mention this as well. When we look at ESPN stats, they say that Najee Harris never fumbled or lost it. We get 2 different categories, which I love. I want to know what you fumbled and what you lost, because they are different, and I want to know the difference. So ESPN says this man has never fumbled. This fumble category 0, 0, 0, 0, 2017, 2018, 19, 20, all zeros. And if you don't fumble, you can't lose any. So I don't know. Do we believe that he fumbled twice, or do we believe that he fumbled 0? Either way, it's fantastic work. He does not turn over the ball, and that's the one thing that we need to kind of talk about. He does not fumble the ball at all. Does not fumble. Now, I don't know where, this kind of Roll Alabama Roll gets their stats from for fumbles, saying that he fumbled twice, maybe, catching the ball, receiving he fumbled. Maybe they differentiate that between, the ESPN stats, but still we get really no solid confirmation of how many fumbles he has. The website that we love to use, sportsreference.com, they don't show the fumbling, and it's very, very frustrating. So, we're just going to say he never fumbles. It's fantastic work, and we'll live by that. I've got no problem with that. Alrighty, before we get into the highlights, let's look at a couple more things here. Let's see how he did in their bowl games, in their playoff games. We'll go to 2019, because that's kind of when he started to be the premier back a little bit. So let's go to, we could go all the way back to 2018. Let's do it. Let's do 2018, because that's the season that he kind of split carries with Josh Jacobs a little bit. So let's go to 2018 here. In their bowl games, in the SEC title game, what do we got here? 4 carries for only 15 yards, no touchdowns, rushing or receiving. All right, so they relied on Josh Jacobs, probably a little bit heavy in this game. In the first playoff game against Oklahoma, 6 rushes for 47 yards, no touchdowns. He had 1 receiving catch for only 4 yards. Once again, no touchdown output in these kind of, early playoff, neutral site games here. And then they get to face Clemson in 2018, and they lose, and he only rushes for 9 carries for 59 yards, no touchdowns either, rushing or receiving. So 2018, a little bit of a down year for Najee Harris, just because he was splitting carries with Josh Jacobs. So now when we go to 2019, we got to see some great production here in these bowl games, or we're going to kind of lose interest a little bit. So let's go to 2019. Hopefully we get something good here. Alrighty, did they not make the playoffs in 2019? They had to have, right? What's going on here? What is this game? Alabama, Michigan. And this is the Citrus Bowl? Interesting. They did not get to the playoffs in 2019. Is that right? What was it 2019 college football playoffs like? I could have sworn that Alabama has been in the college football playoffs every single season. 2019, this is, so we would have to do 2018, I guess, right? Clemson, Alabama in the final. Interesting. So let's do 2018 because I think it's a year ahead. 2018, the 2018 season. Alabama, Georgia. Interesting. What are we seeing here then? 2019, playing at Michigan, does not show that they got to the playoffs. This game was played in 2020. All right. What is this game against Auburn? This is just the game. This isn't the title game or anything like that. All right, interesting. I don't know what's up about that, but let's just keep going. I'll just keep going here. So they get to the Citrus Bowl against Michigan and beat Michigan, and he had 24 carries for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. There we go. Some solid productions in the bowl games. That's what we love to see. They get the win. He scored some touchdowns, got over 136 yards rushing. Didn't do anything receiving, but that's fine. We don't need you to catch balls out of the backfield. That's just a little bit of an added bonus as a running back. So 2019, good year there, getting his bowl game win. And then we go to 2020, where I know they did make the playoffs and they won it because they beat Ohio State. All right, so here we go. This one's looking a little bit better. All right, here we go. This should be the SEC championship game against Florida. It doesn't say anything about that, but either way, against Florida, neutral site. This had to have been the game. Yeah, whether it was the official conference game or not. So neutral site against Florida, 31 carries for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 3 receiving touchdowns against Florida. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. Yes, sir. In the bowl game, getting it done. Fantastic. All right, Alabama against Notre Dame in the first round of the playoffs, the college football playoffs. 15 carries for 125 yards, no rushing touchdowns. 30 receiving yards, but no receiving touchdowns as well. So, all right, a little bit floundered there in the he still had good production. They just didn't utilize him to score. And then in the final, the championship game against Ohio State, 79 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 79 receiving yards for another touchdown. So 3 touchdowns in the championship game. Alrighty, so his bold numbers are checking out. These are good signs here that Najee Harris is good in the regular season and in clutch time, crunch time, in the biggest games that matter of the season. Bowl games, playoff games, national championship games. This man gets it done. So, alrighty, promising, very promising. His stats are all showing us very, very promising things, great things, getting better every year, playing all 4 years, getting great production in bowl games, in playoff games, in national championship games. Very, very well done to Najee Harris. Alrighty, so all the stats check out very, very well. And the only thing that's left now is watching this man run. How is he looking to us? So here we go. We got a nice little 2020 highlight, what he did this season. And then we also are going to take a look, if they don't show us any clips here of the bowl game of what he did against Ohio State this season, we will look at the highlights of this film and just kind of focus on what Najee Harris is doing. We'll skip around the Clemson parts and the throwing parts and just see how well Najee Harris looked in the bowl game if we don't get clear, concise clips in this highlight package. So here we go. Najee Harris's 2020 season. This season, we do the most recent season when we look at the highlights. So we get what he did this year, his final year at Alabama. Great productions in the stats column. Let's see how he's looking on the film. Here we go. Alrighty, let's skip all the, the Flash. Here we go. First place here, running off the left side. He is going 10, 13 yards solid. We are going to try and look at his speed, when he gets out in the open field. We got to look at that. Nice little throw over the middle. Oh, staying on his feet. Yes, I love this. Crossing route for a running back. Takes some hits there. Three people can't bring him down. Very well done. Alrighty, on the kind of red zone, easy money there. Just found the hole and just went through it. Absolutely fantastic. On the goal line here, beefing his way through, crossing the goal line. Got the touchdown. Yes, sir. Alrighty, only needed 1 yard for the first down, but he says, I'm going to get more. Alrighty, all right. This is probably the first kind of true speed we get by this man. He's able to break it out to the outside, but he doesn't have that kind of breakaway speed, kind of chased down by the safeties there. So far, no breakaway speed, but we still got more clips to watch. Let's see if that changes. Gets to the second level. Can't break that last foot tackle, but that's fine. Still a huge pickup there. Coming off the left side now. Here he comes. Try to get to the outside. Probably a poor decision there, but, picks up 10 yards. Fantastic. Once again, on the goal line. Very well done. Powering his way through. Play action pass. He just slips out a little bit. All right. Not the best juker so far, and we see him kind of still wanting to go to the outside, try to get to the outside, and I get it, but if the inside is open, which these kind of, these last two plays, he could have kind of got to the bounced to the inside instead of the outside. Probably picked up a lot more yards, but all right, let's keep it going here. 10 yards out from the goal line, and he just sits down. Oh, they call that a touchdown? I don't know about that. I don't know about this. This man just turned horizontal for a second and then went down. That's not a touchdown. That is not a touchdown. He's down at the 1 yard line. All right. If they want to give him the touchdown, that's fine, but I'm not seeing a touchdown there. All right, and I don't really like how he turned sideways and then never really tried to fight back. All right, touchdown or not, I'm not giving him a touchdown. All right, next highlight here, wheel route. Oh, all right, I kind of like this. Going up and fighting for the ball. Throwing a little bit too much inside here by Mac Jones. A little knock on him, pre-knock. We will get to him in the next couple of days, I'm sure. But he throws a little bit too much inside. Najee Harris just goes up and gets it. It's a nice wheel route, and it's pretty decently covered. But it's very well done for him just going up and getting the ball. You don't really see that by running backs too often. All right, once again from the 5 yard line, just busting it down. Very well done. Once again, from the 2 yard line, just busting it down. Very well done. So we get no big explosive runs. All these really kind of seem like it's in the red zone. And we saw, what did we say? He had like 26 rushing touchdowns. Okay, yes, sir. This is the speed we want to see. Breaking away, absorbing the contact, reaching for the pylon. That was a 30-yard nice touchdown run here. Absolutely fantastic. Still, don't think he's got the true breakaway speed. We see two chasing him down, unfortunately. Just got there just a second too late. All right, bursting it out to the outside, to the right side. He doesn't have the breakaway speed. So let's write that down. We're not seeing any breakaway speed, not like Derrick Henry speed that we see that once he gets to the second level, if there's only one person in front of him, he's off, he's done, he's gone. So doesn't have the breakaway speed. All right. It's solid speed, don't get us wrong, but it's not breakaway speed. It's not anything you have to kind of, plan for. All right, let's keep these highlights rolling here. On the 2 yard line, great. I mean, he's a great big running back. He can get it done once again from the 3 yard line, just crashing in, being the beef, getting the 3 yards, getting the touchdown on the 1 yard line here against Tennessee. Once again, just barely breaking the plane there. Bounced it back inside. It's a great read. It's a great read. He saw the linebacker. He was playing the outside as well. So it's a great jump cut, come back inside there. It's a great touchdown. But once again, it's kind of, on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, just being the beef. Alrighty, this one's from the 15. Yes, sir. The nice stiff arm there. Able to kind of beat that defender. Well done. Once again, against Tennessee here. Able to get to the second level. Alrighty, and just still powerful, and it's not true power. I mean, he breaks the goal line just basically half a yard. I mean, look at that. He's down right here. Like, right on the goal line. So he's not breaking any tackles. He doesn't have that kind of game-breaking speed. That's a nice catch right there. That's very well done. I'm all about this. Coming back inside, catching it on his body, finishing for the touchdown. What do we say? He's 6'3". Very good height there. Here, breakaway speed here. Yes, sir. All right, now we're starting to see it. Let's watch it one more time. 40-yard run here. Able to get to the second level, and nobody's going to be able to bring him or even catch him. All righty. Maybe we were a little too early on the no breakaway speed. Let's see what this back half of the clips are looking like. Oh, the hurdle there. Yes, sir. Oh, now we're starting to get in some good stuff here. The hurdle, the stiff arm. The stiff arm, yes, sir. He got shoved, but hey, he shoved it back. No worries. Going to the outside. This is what we want to see, the speed. All right, now the speed is starting to pick up a little bit here. Everything is to the right, but he's patient. Yes, sir. There we go. 10, 13 yards. All right, getting it all the way to the right side. The end around, hitting the edge. Once again, he picked up a decent yard, so I'm not going to diminish it by, wording it like that, but very well done there. All the way open to the left side for 20 yards, just kind of the flip. Oh, we get a fumble there. He was out of bounds. I don't think it's going to count, but, we did say he doesn't really fumble. A little careless there, holding in his left hand. Big old hit there. Woof, that was a good hit. Damn, you might have to look at this man. What's his number, 22? 23 of Kentucky? Let's get this man on a potential watch list. Here we go. I'm going to mark this man. Great hit. This is how you get recognized by us. Let's see what you're doing in other people's film, and then we'll maybe come back and come get you. So 23 for Kentucky. If he's eligible to be drafted this year, we will look at him. All right. Here we go. Back to the same play here. Wide open. He seems to have good hands out of the backfield, able to know kind of when to actually break off on those routes and all that. We're back at the 1-yard line at Tennessee. Wide open. Easy there. Alrighty, up the middle, finding the room. He is a patient runner. He does find, just wait for the blockers to develop, which is great. Here he is, going to bounce it outside. Can he go? Comes back outside, reads the block. Very well done. Just gets, a little tripped up there. Once again, tripped up there again. That just seemed to be his own guy. Right there, easy money. Right on the goal line, easy money. Here we go against LSU. Shifty, nice. Little cut back outside. That's a hard run right there. All right, going to hit the middle of the field. Brought down after he already picks up like 10 yards. So here we go. All right, is he going to break away this speed? Yes, sir. Here we go. Another 40-yard run, able to break it to the outside. Very well done. That might be Auburn they're doing that against. All right. Cut back inside here. Off to the races. Off to the races. Oh, fantastic work. See, not the fastest. Getting a little hawk down there. Had to use the strength of the hand to get the fight for that extra last 5 yards to cap in for the touchdown. Very well done. Very great catch here. This is behind. He extends his hands for the ball here. Takes a hit there. Well, let's watch this one more time. This is great. Ball's a tad behind. A tad. Not even that much. On the second look, not even that much, but still a great catch. We saw Leonard Fournette dropping these types of passes all the time this season. So very well done. That's a great catch by a running back. Fantastic. Let's note that if we see one more great catch by this man, we'll say great hands. We'll mark it a great hands officially on the notes. And it's in pen, so I won't be able to erase it. So we got to see it one more time before we permanently ink it. This man's a great, 10 to 15-yard runner. That's what we're going to say on this man. Great 10 to 15-yard runner. And I know, all these highlights aren't going to be like 30-yard rushes, 40-yard rushes. I get all that, but I'm looking in totality of what we're seeing here. And I'm liking, the 10 to 15, it's very solid. Waits for the blockers to develop. Not going to burst it too much speed-wise or strength-wise. Here he is, bouncing it out to the outside, patiently waiting for the blocks to develop, and then turns on the jets for an extra 10 to 15 yards. This is what we're talking about with this man. This is great work right here. Solid work, waiting for the blocks to develop, patiently bouncing it out, outside, inside, outside, inside. Here it is. I mean, let's count the bounces here. Here we go. Bounce inside, bounce back outside, bounce back inside. I mean, that was kind of like 3 straight bounces right there to get in for the end zone, which with only like within a 10-yard span here, a 7-yard span. Bounce out, bounce back in, bounce out again, and there we go. Small bounces, but I mean, that's all you need. And then right here on the goal line, he lowers his shoulder. I mean, kind of like 2 yards deep, just kind of wanting to power his way through. And he does. That's a tough run. I don't even know if he got in there. That's another questionable touchdown. That's possibly not a touchdown. All right. Once again, just a short yardage. Probably, I don't know if this is 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, whatever it is. He's able to pick up the first down. Fantastic work. Here he goes. That extra kind of just shift always picks up about 5 extra yards. So loving that. Fighting his way on the goal line. Not too much. He's barely extending this ball. Are they going to give him the touchdown there? Once again, I don't think he got the touchdown there. So not too strong on the goal line. He's decent on the goal line. Not too strong. I don't really see. He's barely breaking the goal lines when he gets there. So I start writing some of that down. Not too much of a powerhouse on the goal line. Keep it going. There it is. Woof. There it is. Hit the hole hard here. He just saw it was wide open, went 100% in that hole, and it's wide open on the other side. Fantastic work. Alrighty, there we go. Once again, I mean, it's a strong run. Look how strong he's fired out of this hole. But like it gets brought down like 1 yard inside the goal line, right at the goal line. And it's still getting the touchdown. I'm not knocking this, man. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm seeing here. Great hands again. I'll take this one. There it is. That's the last one that we needed to see for the great hands mark. Once again, this is a little high. If you have to knock the pass for some reason, it's a little high. And, we know running backs don't like to extend their body for balls. That's not what they're accustomed to doing. So I'm going to say great hands by this man. He's making some great catches here. So fantastic. All right. So overall, pretty good. I mean, he's a solid back. Absolutely. The stats were all great, getting better every single season. A lot of yards, a lot of hard yards. It's not like he's breaking off, 50 yards repeatedly, and that's why he's got 1,400 yards in 2020. It's 10, it's 15, it's 20, 25 probably max. It's usually in the range of 10 to 25 yards where he's going to rip it off consistently because he's waiting for the blocks. Got to write that one down. Patiently waits for blocks to develop. Alrighty. So some decent notes here. I think this is like the first time that we put some negatives on some lists. I think this is the first one in the 7 days of us doing this where we've kind of seen some negatives there. But overall, not bad by this man. Can definitely see this man getting drafted. Do I think the Dolphins should get him? If he's there, maybe, at the 18th spot or the 2nd round, but not a 3rd round pick on him. I would definitely say that. All right, so that highlight package was everything he did this season, but we didn't see him in this kind of big game against Ohio State. So let's watch this highlight package as well. Let's see what we're seeing on him and get our final remarks of how we feel Najee Harris is as a running back. So here we go. We will skip around. We're not going to watch the entire 10 minutes of this. We're going to skip everything Ohio State, and we're going to just try to find these runs. If it's not a play to Najee Harris, we're skipping it. That's all we're looking for here. Here we go. Najee Harris in the championship game. He gets the first run right here. And there it is. Just delivers a big shot. 15 yards, 10 yards. Yes, sir. On the goal line again. There he is. 3 yards, 2 yards down in the goal line. Getting it done. He's great on the goal line. He will score. It's not like he's going to, burst through and, be untouched. But he's going to score on the red zone. Pretty good there. All right, we can skip all of this. Let's get back to our main man, Najee Harris, NJ. Najee Harris ain't going this deep, I will say that. Oh, Devontae Smith, a bonus Devontae Smith catch. Let's watch this. Oof, wide open. Fantastic. Alrighty, on the goal, or on the 5-yard line here, play action pass. And they don't flip it to Najee Harris. All right. So we skip it. We are, well, Devontae Smith, bonus Devontae Smith clip. Let's watch this. Big on Devontae Smith. Want this man a Dolphin. Yes, sir. Beats him to the corner. All right, Ohio State on offense. We skip it. Mac Jones fumbling the ball. Not great. Should have handed it off to Najee Harris. He don't fumble. Najee Harris don't fumble. Mac Jones fumbling. Alrighty, we're back to Alabama on offense, not throwing to Najee Harris, throwing to Devontae Smith, so we'll take it. Little bonus there. All right, this is it. Najee Harris is up. Here we go. Running play. Up or tied at 14-14. 1st and 10. Najee Harris. Look at those quick shifts, those quick cuts. He's always kind of either, whether he's actually going to cut inside or outside, he's still showing it with his body, and that's why he's able to get these extra yards. So I am impressed with this kind of shiftiness and his cutness. We're about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great hands. Once again in the shift back. Yes, sir. The best play we've seen from Najee Harris all day long. The setup kind of throw back to the wide receiver. A fantastic catch there by a running back. He shifts back inside. Yes, sir. Okay, best play. The best play that we've seen. We're marking this. Best play we've seen was in the national championship game. The great catch. So glad we solidified the great hands on our notes, because this catch, we're going to watch the catch one more time. It's absolutely fantastic. So best play in the championship game. Woof. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fantastic. Najee Harris, he won me over a lot more. His draft stock just rose on this one play alone. Here it is. Let's watch this catch, because, Mac Jones is getting pressured. He just kind of flicks it. It's a little underthrown. Look at this man. He's got to turn. He's like, he's a little underthrown, turning, trying to reach back for the ball, and it's a one-handed catch. That looked one-handed to me, folks. Let's watch it one more time. One-handed catch, reaching back, secures the ball, and then cuts back inside, beats those two defenders, leaps over another defender. Fantastic work. The man's got hands. The man's got the speed. The man's got the agility, the jukes, and we get another slower breakdown here. This is going to show it even better. Watch how fantastic this catch is. Watch how fantastic that catch is. One-handed. Yes, sir. And then still able to stay on his feet, recognize the situation, recognize the defense, see the open space, get his head around after the catch. And that's fantastic. I'm so glad we chose to watch this highlight package. So freaking glad. That's the best play we've seen by that man. Woo! Alrighty, Najee Harris, he gonna catch this one? Where are you at? No, you're going deep downfield. Oh, no, not Devontae Smith. All right. Play action pass. Selling. Oh, look how great he sells this play action. Najee Harris. Oh, yeah, I'm running. Oh, nope. I'm not. It's a pass. Wide open. Yes, sir. Devontae Smith. Get Najee Harris and Devontae Smith so we can run this play action for the wide open pass there. Yes, sir. He sold the fake. The only reason why this play works, folks, is because Najee Harris is selling the fakes. Fantastic work. Everybody involved on this play. Fantastic. Already at the 5-yard line. Sprint out option. Najee Harris does not get the ball. Unfortunate. Devontae Smith does. So, hey, another bonus clip here. We've watched this one when we broke him down. Love it. Love it. Love it. Mac Jones going deep. Not to Najee Harris, to Devontae Smith. So another bonus. Bonuses. Yes, sir. Devontae Smith. I'll take a bonus Devontae Smith highlight as well. All right. Can we get back to Najee Harris here? We get him blocking on this play. Here he is. Let's see if we get him blocking on this nice play. No, he slips out. He slips out for the pass. All right. Right decision. Was that the right decision by Najee Harris? Now, by running backs, usually they have the option if no blockers are coming in that they can slip out and go for a route, 5-yard comeback. You're just kind of slipping out to the outside. So we get 4 defensive players rushing, and there's 5 linemen. So yeah, Najee Harris, there's no reason to stay and block. You've got the numbers on your side. So fantastic read there by Najee Harris, and then an even better decision by Mac Jones to air it out, and even a better route by Devontae Smith. So really great here. All right, back to Najee Harris. Yes, sir. We get another rush here. Goes up the middle, 10 yards. Yes, sir. That's what we're seeing consistently. All right, play action pass. Going to Devontae Smith. Nope. K. Williams, and then they have to settle for the field goal. Ooh, had to settle for the field goal. Why could they not get it to Najee Harris down low? Unfortunate. All right, what else do we get here? We back to Najee Harris. Are we done with Najee Harris for the game? Let's see. All right, here we go. Back to Alabama offense. Najee Harris. No, not Najee Harris. All right. That was a good running game. Not by Najee Harris. He in here? No, they got Najee Harris out the game now. Najee Harris said, "You're too good. You're game wrecking the game. You got to get out. You got to get out of here." Not Najee Harris. Oh, Najee Harris was in on this play. All right. On the goal line. Najee Harris in the backfield. Come on, bring this in, baby. Bring it home. Bring it home. Close out the game. Wide open run there. Icing the game. That's what Najee Harris can do for you. He can get you the lead and ice the game all in the same time. Yes, sir. That's the last touchdown. We saw the the one passing. We saw the 2 rushing. That accounts for all of his touchdowns here in this game. So fantastic. Let's see if we get any better runs here. He's not even in the game right now. He's not in the game right now. They're kneeling. They win. All righty, Najee Harris. Can we find this one quickly? Is it right here? Oh my goodness, we skipped right to it. Fantastic. This is the best play right here. This is the best play we've seen. Let's watch it one more time because it's so damn good. Here it is. Best play, Najee Harris. Set up slip screen over the left side. Fantastic catch. The ball was so behind him. Cuts back inside. Beats every defender. The quick stop. The quick cuts. Quick cuts are great. We're going to write that down. That's going to be our final notes. Quick cuts are great. Alrighty, Najee Harris, folks. That is our kind of player draft on him, and he's looking real darn good right there, folks. Won us over in that championship game. That was fantastic. So, great work by Najee Harris. All right, that's going to do it for us today. We're back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/ShakeByFans, breaking down all the NBA from today, talking about whatever stories arise. Are we going to finally get something solid on Teddy B going somewhere else and Deshaun Watson going to Carolina? We'll see what we get. Also, we got day 8 of our NFL draft prospects. Who's going to be up next? You got to tune in live to find out. All righty, folks, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you.